Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Pause the video right now to check out my social media, my radio show, and thatdrummerguy.com. And most of all, enjoy the following presentation.
Hello there.
Hi, how's it going?
Just fine, just fine.
Oh, well, awesome. Well, thank you very much for taking the time to be able to do this interview.
Yeah, no worries, no worries.
Oh, well, great. Well, of course, we are here to talk about the brand new album from Diablo Swing Orchestra, Pasifisticuffs, which comes out today through Candlelight and Spinefarm. I've gotten the chance to be able to check out this album over the last week and a half or so, and I just got to say, you guys are absolutely on the top of your game right now. I mean, I just love everything about this album, and I really love the direction that you guys are going in right now.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, we did have a lot of fun recording it. Of course, we had some technical issues that kind of was a drag, but otherwise the actual writing process and arranging process was a lot of fun this time around, and I guess that shows when it comes to the output.
And speaking of that, how did the writing and recording process come to be for this album?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a trend the last, I mean, from the first album, it was basically all me writing, but for each album, all of the other members have contributed more and more. And when Christine joined, and she was used to doing everything herself as well, so the whole process got a much more, how should I say, maybe organic, or everyone just pitched in whatever they felt like, and then it was a very open-minded I should say atmosphere when it comes to writing. It wasn't anything, no, this is my song or this is your part or whatever. It was just a very creative atmosphere, and we felt everyone could pitch in a really good way, and I think that shows in the result that even though it might be a lot of things going on, but we have the same creative vision what the album or what the band should be about, and we're really happy with the outcome as well. So.
Yeah, and I really love that. I mean, I love the fact that everyone is able to contribute in their own ways, and it makes it feel very fresh and organic, and with that, it adds so much variety to the band. I mean, when you take a song like The Age of the Vulture Culture and you compare that to like Ode to the Innocent, or you know, you just compare all these different songs together. I mean, they're so different, but they feel so good together, and they feel right to be on the same album.
Yeah, and then we did have a lot of discussions with, I mean, there's always been a thing, I mean, we're a band, we like albums, you know, to present them as a whole, even though, of course, the songs should be good by themselves and be able to stand by themselves. But at the same time, if we're releasing an album, we want it to feel as, I mean, an experience listening from the first song to the last song. And therefore, also these little interludes we put in between, because sometimes we didn't feel that two songs besides each other, well, the transition between them didn't really work out. So, okay, if we put this in between, maybe the flow would be better, and we try to, you know, create an experience as a whole, not just individual songs presented.
Yeah, and that always really matters too. I mean, sometimes that can really make or break an album if two songs or any kind of transitions on an album just really don't flow well together. But with whatever you guys decided for this album, I mean, it works so great from start to finish.
Yeah, thanks. Happy to hear it.
Oh, absolutely. So, and speaking of that, where did the title come from, Pasifisticuffs?
Yeah, of course, it is a mix-up with, I mean, we try to put two opposites together in a way, you know. I have no clue what the news flow is over there, but here, you know, the news flow with everything happened in Syria and also in the States, of course, things are looking kind of down. And all the frustration getting from this news flow somehow feels like, okay, we have to do something. And even if you know, we don't believe in violence, we want a peaceful solution. The feeling you get inside that enough is enough. So we wanted to a title to actually combine those two, like a pacifist and the fisticuff kind of feeling. That even though you have this inner feeling that I'm going to do something about things that are so wrong, we still want to keep it as a peaceful way. And those opposites we want to put together in the title, and then also reflects the lyrics on the album.
Yeah, and you know, it's great to hear that too. I mean, when you look at the state of the world right now, and then you look at the lyrics on the album, I mean, that is such a great fitting title. And even if you go into musically too, because there's like so many different kind of polar opposite moments that are going on with the album that can also fit with that as well. I mean, there's so many great different meanings that can be taken from that.
Yeah, and also, I mean, there's also an aspect we always think about when it comes to both titles of albums and titles of songs. We want them to somehow sum up. I mean, if you're working with an album title, you want it to somehow describe what the songs are about, both musically and lyric-wise. And the same thing about a song title. We really try and work hard with the title and say, okay, what are the feelings we actually get from this song, and not resort back to say, okay, let's just use the lyrics in the refrain or whatever, like a catchphrase or something. We want to describe what we're doing, because we want the listener, before actually even hearing the songs or the album, we want to get an image in their head saying, okay, hey, what is this about?
Yeah, and I definitely agree with that. I mean, I got a nice smile on my face when I saw that for the first time. I mean, it just like it feels so fitting for the state of the world right now. And then I mean, you can take that into a lot of different aspects of life, and just like having that idea of like being peaceful, but also wanting something to change, and sometimes getting a little more violent with that. But it's just like it fits so many different levels and everything, and like you said, it really matches the mood of the album.
Yeah, I mean, all the opposite, of course. I mean, we want to just describe the world as a dark place and then there's no hope. I mean, of course, we don't want that either. We want to convey a positive message with the music and say, hey, okay, of course, music is one way. I mean, I can relate to listening to other bands' music and feeling, before I listened to these things were crap, and now I listen, I feel a little bit better. I mean, if we can contribute to that in any way to people listening, I mean, then we've achieved what we set out to do.
And speaking of that, of course, with the album being out today, what has been the reception to the album that you've heard so far?
I must say I'm a bit surprised how positive it's been so far, because naturally when you switch singers and it's such a big thing about your sound, even though the transition for us was kind of natural for a lot of reasons, I'm sure we get back to that later, but I thought that we would encounter more resistance in terms of, hey, where did this go and that go? Of course, those comments have been present and well, but not to the extent that I anticipated.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm very glad to hear that too. And that happens anytime that there's transition in the band. I mean, it doesn't matter which member of a band it can be. I mean, that can always be a make or break situation for any possible listener and fan. But the fact that you guys were able to get through this transition and easily make some of the best material Diablo Swing Orchestra has done. I mean, it's great to see that the fans are reacting in such a way, and it's great to see that you guys are able to get along so well and be able to write such great music and being able to promote it in such a way. I mean, with such turbulent times, whether it's personal or around the world, I mean, the fact that you guys are doing this, it's so great.
Yeah, of course. I mean, that's the feeling we have as well. I mean, of course, the result was that it took. I mean, we had like a 3-year album cycle since the debut, and we kind of aimed to have that this time around as well. But as you said, a lot of things happening. There's been kids born. There's been a lot of turbulence in personal lives as well for all of the band members in different ways. So that has also delayed the process in things we could not anticipate before. But now, when we have kind of the formula, maybe not formula, but the processes, since it changed the way we wrote and the way we met up, since we don't live in the same city in Sweden, so the rehearsals can be a bit difficult sometimes. We found another way of actually. I mean, some people work together on their parts, and then we came together and then sending files back and forth. So now we feel that, okay, this way of composing we're all confident with that now. We can do that for the next album as well, and we already have, I think, about 14 ideas where maybe 5 or 6 of them are already almost full songs for the next album. That's kind of came out of this process as well, that we're just waiting to be realized. Some were even intended to be on this album, but we weren't able to tie all the knots together on them. So we said, okay, let's just wait for next album instead. So, yeah.
Oh, that's incredible to hear that. And, that is such a great thing about technology in 2017 is being able to not having to live in the same city, having to use the same rehearsal space, but, just like being able to be from home and using your computer or laptop to be able to transfer ideas and see what the other members of the band, their opinions on what's going on and having their say going into it, and being able to have all those great, fresh, creative ideas being able to flow like that.
Yeah, I mean, for us, it's been, I mean, if we were to rehearse the way you did back in the days, I mean, we would not be a band today because we would never get anywhere. I mean, we're so dependent on this technology today that it feels like, okay, we can present a real simple idea. And I mean, and also we all have different kind of roles. I wouldn't say they are set, but at least they work for us because each member somehow has their own, how should I say, speciality somehow. Because, I mean, of course, we have our professional musicians in the band. They work full time as musicians. Me, myself, are more into the marketing or maybe the overall writing of songs, like looking from a helicopter perspective. And then we have one person who's read to musical engineering, and we have an art director in the band. So we feel that we're quite confident that everything that comes with an album release, we have the competence, a lot of it in-house, so to say, which gives us a lot of confidence that we're not dependent on someone else to fix something for us. We do basically most of it ourselves.
Yeah, and that's so very important, especially in today's day and age, too, where you can't be just entirely reliant on a label. I mean, when you are able to, as a band, being able to come up with these different ideas in the band and outside the band to be able to help promote the band, whatever those cases are, when you are able to do that so much from within, so much more can be achieved.
Yeah, and I mean, of course, I must say, I know that everyone in the band really enjoys interacting with listeners and talk to them in a way, and it's for us, it's just an extended family somehow. I mean, we talk a lot online as much as we can, try to answer messages we get, and just have general discussions like with anyone you meet at a party or whatever. And then you have someone is asking something, and we try to answer the best of our ability, of course. And that goes for everyone in the band. So we feel that this is just I wouldn't say, I mean, of course, it's a lot of hard work, but the actual, when we have released an album and we go to somewhere to play, or if we're getting the reactions or something, I would say people are really well behaved as well. And even if some of the people they are not liking it, I mean, there's not a lot of screaming going on, or anyone filming, burning the old records and saying, hey, they let us down, blah blah blah. So the general DSO listener, I must say, must be really open-minded to say, okay, hey, they are changing, this is fine, I'm going to give this a chance. And if I don't like it, I just either put it aside and don't comment on it, or I would comment, this is not my thing, I'm sorry. And I think that's the best kind of listeners you can have.
Yeah, and I've always felt that way about the band, where it's like you've never released the same album twice, and there is always some great diversity and creativity that's going on with every album. So I imagine that kind of progression. I mean, whether it's a lineup change or just like something you want to incorporate different or whatever the case is, I always expect something a little different from Diablo Swing Orchestra. And with that being the case, I mean, I really love the direction that everything's going this time around, and the fact that you guys are already so far ahead thinking about the next album, that makes me very excited about where the band's going to be going in the future.
Yeah, I mean, of course, that's been actually the case with every album. Once you get into this bubble of writing songs, and if at least I'm hoping, I'm not cross my fingers now that won't change, but you always get into a mindset like, hey, I'm gonna write some songs, and I'm going to come up with ideas, and then when we all get together in different, either we all meet up for a weekend, or we meet online and we talk. I mean, there's always so much creativity going around that, of course, so much material will come in this, what should I say, I mean, it all comes down to this part of ideas somehow, and some gets used and other ones will, okay, hey, I can't fit this one in anywhere, but it's a really good idea, so let's keep that one. And that's happened for all the albums, and then we always always had like maybe 2 or 3 songs at least that's been, okay, they're nearly finished, and we know that, okay, these are really good and they will end up on the next album. And as you said, that really gives the confidence, okay, we still got it somehow, because of course for any musician, the fear of, okay, I'm not going to be able to write any music I like anymore, I will just put it out for the sake of it. At least so far it hasn't happened. So at least I can say with confidence that album number 5 will happen, and I really hope that we don't have to wait 5 years for the other one.
Yeah, definitely the same thing here. I mean, with the fact that there is so much positive reception that I've seen online, and everything that you've been able to see from reviews and from the fans' standpoint, with so many people being behind you in the direction that you guys are going in, I mean, that's going to be building up a lot of confidence to know that you guys are going in the right direction. And when you do go and work on that 5th album, there's a lot more confidence that you'll be able to put out the best possible album.
Yeah, I feel that, of course, you know, when we had 2 new members in the band this time around, and of course, for them, it's really good to receive, okay, hey, we're accepted into this family, whatever you call it, in a good way, and there's a lot of positive vibes going around, and a lot of people who can appreciate it. I mean, of course, with every album, I'm sure we've lost some listeners and we gained some. And with this one, I might, as I said in the beginning, I have expected that to lose a little bit more of the listeners up front, so to say, and then over time maybe gain other choose. Okay, hey, I get this now, because of course in the past a lot of people have said, hey, I like this music, I can relate to this, but I don't really enjoy the vocals in terms of the opera singing and stuff. And then of course, for people not being accustomed to that kind of singing, I can get that it can be a turn off in some sense.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing with Diablo Swing Orchestra. I mean, there is so many great moments and so many great different styles that are being represented there, where it does take a person to have a good open mind to different genres to be able to really fully appreciate the band, or at least find some aspects of the band that they can really grab onto. And with that, I mean, with my personal taste, I mean, there's so much that I'm able to grab onto and really appreciate about what you guys are doing. And the fact that you are able to keep that integrity going of wanting to write the music that you want to make, showing off all these different styles, and not feeling like you have to write songs just to appease a fan base is something that's very much something that I can admire.
Yeah, and of course it helps that the band is not our main source of income. Of course, we're doing this on the side, so that of course helps. That saying that when we come together, of course, I mean, all of us in the band are really interested. I mean, music is a big thing in our lives, no matter if the way the music we're playing ourselves. I mean, the way we're listening to other kind of music, and we can be really enthusiastic about a song we like. I know that I remember the first day I discovered Muse, that were back in when they released Origin of Symmetry, and I saw an MTV special with them when I was in France, and I was totally blown away. This completely changed my way of, and I must give them credit for the song. What's it called again on that album? Microcuts.
Oh yes.
And that song had such an impact, and that even though he's not an opera singer, he showed me that okay, the combination between the idea of incorporating opera in a way that it doesn't sound power metal-ish was a real eye-opener for me, saying, okay, hey, this idea that I had in my background, that since my mother was an opera singer and everything, this can actually be tied together with the kind of music I like without it coming off a kind of cheesy way, whatever, in whatever attempts I've heard in the past. I mean, it could be done with swing, and it can be done with anything, and as long as you put enough thought into the arrangements, it will work out just fine. And I think people kind of can connect to that, feel that we're not trying to be strange for the sake of it. We're presenting songs that we think, hey, we have this idea that maybe this can be done, and then we do it, but we make sure that we don't do it we don't want to come off as just a fun band doing things that are crazy for the sake of it. We really think long and hard about the arrangement. Okay, is this a good song or not? And if it just comes out as a joke, we just scrap it from the get-go anyway.
Yeah, and again, that's what I admire so much about the band. I mean, just like you said, you're not coming up with all these different ideas just for the sake of coming up with different ideas to make songs. I mean, they're full-fledged songs that have different ideas attached to them, and it makes the song stronger that way. If you, instead of just like focusing on one idea for a song that calls for more ideas, and that's really showing off throughout the album. I mean, there's so many great musical ideas that are going on there that if you felt like you had to scrap anything just for the sake of appeasing more people or something like that, those songs would not have as big of a musical impact.
No, I agree, and also that we've always had the basic idea that, I mean, of course, I mean, both me and Pontus going back and writing a lot of the ideas for the songs in the past. If we could sit down, just two guitars, and then play the song, and it would still be kind of enjoyable. We always feel that, okay, this is a good indication that if you can do this with a song, it's still strong in whatever form you choose to present it. It doesn't need these kind of added layers to be able to present it to someone else. I mean, the melody is still strong enough to present, and the idea will hold its own, so to say, even though if it doesn't have all this huge arrangement wrapped around it.
Yeah, and I couldn't agree more. I mean, it's always a song-by-song case where sometimes it feels like it needs to have a little more to it. Sometimes it's better if you scale back a little bit. I mean, it just depends on the song.
Yeah, and of course, I mean, I always go back to, of course, it's always a bit hard to do that with your own music, but we always try to, I mean, that's also why it takes such a long time for us to release albums, but we try to take a step back. Is this actually a good song, or is it just an idea that sounded good, you know, in our heads? And then if we still like the song after, you know, actually listening to it a couple of times, then put it to rest a little bit, and then we pick it up again. And if we still like it and if it's a good idea, then we feel, okay, this is a good indication. If we still like it, we will have a lot of fun actually arranging it, putting all this thought and time into producing it into a full-fledged song. So, I mean, of course, at the core, we're doing this for ourselves because we like to produce and arrange and present this kind of music. And I think that's the core on how you actually continue to enjoy the ride, because it's of course all these times we sat in basements all over the place trying to arrange or find that riff or that melodic idea. Of course that always pays off when you see, okay, there are a lot of other people who can relate to this and feel like, okay, this music is actually moving me in some way, either if it's in the case that people want to dance to it, or if people actually feel, okay, hey, this is speaking to me in a way that, you know, I'm feeling better when listening to it, or I can relate to the lyrics or whatever. You know, moving people is kind of the goal with music.
And speaking of that, I mean, of course, with the holiday season upon us right now, after this, what's going to be next for the band coming up in 2018?
Yeah, well, we're having discussion with the record label that sometime in January we'll go over to London, or February. We'll see. We're talking back and forth about different dates, but going to London and then doing a release show over there. And then we have 2 dates set in Russia in March, and we have the only confirmed gig for the festival season will be in Czech Republic in the Brutal Assault. But we're talking to a lot of different festivals and promoters and bookers in terms of, we try to concentrate for the summer and say, okay, let's do a summer season with a lot of festivals, and then we probably will do some touring during the autumn in terms of some club gigs, depending on, you know, where it picks up the most, I guess. You know, when we can see that, okay, there's a lot of people are requesting for this and this, and of course for us so far the safest bet has been we go either to Mexico, South America, or we go to Russia again, because the crowd has really grown over there with time.
And speaking of that, of course, Diablo Swing Orchestra is not known for like doing these gigantic, inclusive shows. You know, being able to tour year-round all around the world. What is it like to be able to, when you're able to line up and being able to play these more intimate one-off shows? I mean, what's that like for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, of course, it comes back to the fact that, you know, when it's not your main source of income, it has to be organized around around 8 people's lives, with everything when it comes down to kids and work, of course. And since we're in this together as friends, there's no business relationship going on between the people in the band. It's like we enjoy a lot hanging out with each other and having a lot of laughs, of course. So we kind of see it as it could be the actual playing live is more of a vacation for us in terms. We go somewhere and we play it, and now in certain countries it's actually beneficial in terms of the economics as well, as it wasn't in the beginning, of course. But so it's a paid vacation basically. We have a good time. We talk a lot to the people who comes to the show, and we try to interact as much as possible because we really think that it's nice to talk to the people that likes the music, and also it can be fun to see how they react or how they interpret either the songs or the lyrics or what it does for them.
And speaking of that, I mean, with a knowing of such great fans are being able to make it out to these shows, and with it being more of a rare occasion when you guys are able to play, and like you said, having that paid vacation experience, how do you guys go about making sure that you're picking out the right songs to be able to play live?
Oh, it's always a fun thing when we talk about the live concert, because if you would talk to other members, they would probably have a bit of a different opinion on this. But for me, music-wise, I do have the background with my mother growing up listening to a lot of choir music and opera music, but what I listened to myself was a lot of punk music, and I really enjoyed the energetic songs live. And we never play with backing tracks or anything like that. I want the shows to be as raw as possible, and I really don't mind mistakes or anything like that, because if you can see that you're enjoying yourself and the energy you put into the live show will, for me at least, always make up for not having the perfect harmonies, or it's not. Some tracks might be missing that we can't have 15 cellos on stage or whatever. It always comes down to the energy. For me, is always making up for the missing, how should I say, experience in terms of the sonic quality.
Yeah, and with hearing that, it makes it sound like when you are able to perform together as Diablo Swing Orchestra, it just makes it, the way you described it, just makes it sound like it's going to be such a great time, being able to hear these songs live, having that great energetic feel behind it, no backing tracks, just like playing the songs that you feel are going to be right, making the crowd happy, and just having an overall great time. That just sounds perfect.
Yeah, the good shows we had, those been the one we have had such good. I remember one gig we did in Bogota. It was almost impossible to hear ourselves, and I know that people were climbing on our monitors, and people were grabbing onto our legs on stage because it was. I think it was maybe 300 to 500 people in a club down there, but the feel from the crowd when they actually overpowered us in terms of sheer volume. Everything was amplified, of course, but they was screaming so much that we could not hear anything on stage, and still it was one of the best gigs we've ever done. And of course, that kind of circumstances will not help in terms of perfecting the performance, but the experience, I think, at least for us, I can speak for us as a band, that's still a show that we talk about today, that that was completely awesome. The crowd was so energetic, and they gave back so much, and and also Bogota being in such, is quite high up, I completely lost my breath of it, that show. I was so close to fainting afterwards, but still, it was one of the best experiences I ever had playing live.
Oh, and again, that just sounds so incredible, and the fact that you guys are able to have those kind of experiences, being able to travel over there and just having that much of a loyal fan base and just having that much fun, and like you said, with the altitude, that can really mess with a person, and thankfully you were all right with that, but just like being able to have those experiences, with it just being more of these special shows and one-offs and everything, the fact that you are able to still being able to do that, and hopefully being able to do that more, and being able to represent Pasifisticuffs the way it deserves to be promoted live. It's really awesome to see that you guys are in that position to be able to do these shows and really make them memorable like that.
Yeah, and I mean, of course, that's from our perspective, and I also hope that the crowd feels the same as we do, because I mean, so far we can tell at least there are some people coming from that shows feeling that, okay, so this show gave me something, or I will remember this for quite some time, and of course that's a give and take for at least for me, for all good artists, that they feel like, okay, they care about what the listeners think of the show, and they want to present something that is at least an experience in whatever way that might be. There can be a really quiet show that's one of the most have a really heavy impact on you as a listener, or it can be what we present is a really energetic show that we really try to, you know, give and take from the other. I mean, they give a lot of energy, we try to give it back, and there's a bouncing a lot back and forth. And I really hope we can do that as much as possible for this album. And of course, with Christine coming in, one of the factors that we didn't play as much live before was that Anne-Louise was quite booked in terms of shows on her own, pursuing her own opera career. So we were always restricted in terms of, okay, can we do this show? She had to check with her agent, is this possible? And a lot of rearrangements. And of course, that made it difficult to tour as well, which it makes it a lot more easy now when Christine has kind of the same kind of you know, working routine that the rest of the band has.
Yeah, and that definitely helps. I mean, when the bands are able to have a lot of the same kind of schedules and being able to line up things like that, I mean, whether it's trading ideas online, going into the studio to record, or being able to play those live shows, I mean, as long as all those connections are there and everything's going the right way, I mean, it leads to such great moments for the band in your personal lives as well. And that's why I'm so happy to be able to help promote the brand new album from Diablo Swing Orchestra, Pasifisticuffs, which of course comes out today through Candlelight and Spinefarm. The fact that I can tell that you guys were having so much fun writing and recording this album, and with all the upcoming live shows to be able to help promote the album, I mean, it's great to see where you guys are right now, and I can't wait to see what you guys are going to be doing in the future as well.
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy to hear it, and of course we hope to be able to play as much as possible, and I mean, as soon as we have any gigs confirmed, we'll post them online and try to get as many people there as possible, and hopefully we can come to places now that haven't been so much and played before.